Imagine waking up at dawn, only to find yourself on a world you've never seen before. The sun blazes high above, the trees twist in impossible shapes, and the air carries a sweet yet bitter fragrance that lingers in your lungs. But the strangest thing is not the alien sky, or the shimmering light, or even the taste of the wind. It's the people around you. They have no shadows. At first, you rub your eyes, thinking maybe you're still half asleep. But no, you're not mistaken. Men, women, even children, moving about their lives with no dark outline following them. Their bodies catch the light, but cast nothing back. No shade on the ground, no mark against the brightness. The sight unsettles you. Your entire life, a shadow has been there, silent and loyal, stitched to your very existence. Even under the pale moon, even in the faintest glow of a candle, your shadow was always with you. But here, it is as if light itself has swallowed the darkness whole. You watch them closely. They laugh, they talk, they work. Children play and chase each other. All of it feels normal, too. Normal, except for that single, impossible absence. One of them notices your confusion. A woman approaches with a kind smile. Her face seems ordinary enough, yet something in her expression makes your skin crawl. "You must be new here," she says, her tone calm, almost rehearsed. Your voice shakes as you answer, "Where is this place, and why? Why does no one have a shadow?" She shrugs lightly, as if the question has been asked 1,000 times before. "This is our world. Here, no one ever had a shadow, and no one ever will. That's just the way it is." Her words sound simple, final, without hesitation, but your heart pounds faster because deep down you know a truth that cannot be denied. Without a shadow, something is missing. They take you into their city, and it is beautiful. Buildings rise high, their walls woven from light itself, streets polished and smooth like glass. Everywhere, people smile and laugh, their lives untroubled, their movements graceful. No anger, no sorrow, no conflict seems to exist, yet you cannot stop searching. Your eyes scan every wall, every corner, every moving figure. Still nothing, not a trace of a shadow anywhere. And then you begin to notice something else. In their eyes, there is a void, a hollowness. Their smiles are wide but shallow, their laughter loud but empty, as if in losing their shadows, they lost something far more important than darkness. A thought creeps into your mind, cold and unwelcome. If a person lives without a shadow, are they still fully human? You try to calm yourself, telling your mind this is just another culture, another place with rules beyond your understanding. But even as you walk through their shining streets, unease clings to you like fog. The woman guiding you never stops smiling. Her name is Alara. At least that's what she tells you. She talks about the city, about how every building is shaped from living crystal, about how their crops grow without soil, how their children never grow sick. Her voice is warm, pleasant, almost hypnotic. But behind every word, you sense something carefully hidden. When she notices you, still glancing at the ground, she laughs softly. "You're looking for it again, aren't you?" You don't answer. Because yes, you are, every step, every turn, your eyes betray you, hunting for the darkness that should follow a body, the silent twin that belongs to every living thing. But there is nothing, only brightness, endless brightness. At last, you gather the courage to ask again, "Why is it that I still have mine?" She stops walking. For the first time, her smile falters. Your shadow stretches along the glass street, long and sharp under the alien sun. The people nearby notice too. Their eyes widen. Their conversations fall silent, and the air turns heavier as if the entire city has suddenly leaned in to watch. Alara's voice lowers, almost a whisper, because you are not one of us. And that may be a problem. Your blood runs cold. Dozens of eyes lock onto you, not with curiosity now, but with something else. Hunger, fear, maybe even envy. You take a step back, and every movement echoes like thunder in the silence. They don't blink, they don't breathe too deeply. They just watch you, as though you've revealed a dangerous secret. Then Alara places a hand on your arm and forces that strange smile back onto her face. Come, she says gently, though her grip is strong, almost unbreakable. There are things you must understand before it's too late. She leads you away from the crowd, down a narrower street where the walls rise taller, shutting out most of the sun. It is the first place in the city that feels darker, though even here no shadows appear, except yours. Your shadow moves along the wall, following you faithfully, a reminder of everything you know and everything you fear. Losing, finally, Alara stops at an archway carved with strange symbols. She leans close and whispers in your ear, "Do not let anyone here take your shadow. If you do, you will never get it back." She pushes the door open, and inside, for the first time, you see others like you. Travelers, strangers, their faces pale and anxious, and every single one of them still has a shadow. The room is dim compared to the gleaming city outside, though it feels warmer somehow. Lanterns line the walls, casting a soft golden glow, and in that glow, the shadows of the travelers stretch long and restless. The sight brings you a strange comfort, as if you have finally stepped into a place where the rules of the universe still make sense. There are perhaps a dozen of them, men and women of all ages, dressed in clothes that clearly do not belong to this world. Some wear heavy coats torn at the edges, others thin robes stained by journeys too long to count. And when they see you, their eyes widen, not with suspicion, but with recognition. "You too," one of them whispers, his voice hoarse. "You still have it?" A murmur spreads through the group. Some nod to you, some avert their gaze, others clutch their shadows as though afraid they might slip away at any moment. Alara closes the door behind you, her expression unreadable. She speaks to the group with a firmness that suggests she has done this many times before. "This one has arrived just as you all once did, a traveler, a stranger to our light. The oldest among them, a man with a scar running across his cheek, steps forward. He studies you carefully, as if weighing your soul. 'Do you know where you are?' he asks. You shake your head. 'All you know is that you woke here, in this world of impossible brightness, and nothing has made sense,' since the scarred man sighs. As though he expected that answer, this place has many names depending on who you ask. Some call it the Crystal Domain, others the City of Eternal Day. But we, his gaze darkens, we call it the Land of the Shadowless." His words settle heavy in the room. You glance at Alara, but she says nothing, only watches with that unsettling calm. The man continues, "Every one of us here once came from somewhere else, a village, a city, another world entirely. We all woke up one day to find ourselves here, under this sun that never sets, surrounded by people who smile but do not feel. And each of us, like you, still carried our shadows. Your pulse quickens. You are not alone, not the only one marked by darkness in this blinding place. But the relief is short-lived. Another traveler, a young woman with tired eyes, steps forward. Her shadow flickers nervously on the floor as she speaks. They want to take it from you. That's what you need to understand. That's what they want from all of us. Her words strike you like ice. You glance around the group, and every face reflects the same fear. They pretend to welcome you, the woman goes on, but it's a trap. The longer you stay among them, the more they will press you, the more they will tempt you. Until one day you'll agree, you'll give it up, and once you do, you will never be the same again. The scarred man nods grimly. We've seen it happen. Travelers like us, desperate for peace, tired of running, convinced that life would be easier without the burden of the shadow. And so they surrender it. They let the shadowless touch them, perform their ritual, and afterwards, he trails off. But the silence says enough. You find yourself whispering before you even realize it. What happens to them? The old man's eyes harden. They smile. They laugh. They live just as the others do. But they are no longer who they were. The spark, the will, the soul itself, it's gone. Their shadow is their humanity. And once it's stripped away, they are hollow forever. The room grows cold despite the glow of the lanterns. You can almost hear your shadow breathing at your feet, clinging to you as if it knows how close it is to being stolen. Finally, you turn to Alara. Her face is still calm, but something in her eyes flickers. Guilt, perhaps, or regret. Why did you bring me here? You ask. Why not let them take it? She exhales slowly. Because I have seen what happens. Because I remember what it was like to have my own shadow. And because her gaze fixes on you, sharp and searching, you might be the one who can break this cycle. The words strike like lightning. You, a stranger lost in an alien world, chosen for something you cannot yet understand. The scarred man speaks again, his voice low. If you want to survive here, you must guard your shadow as though it were your life itself. Because it is. They will smile at you, they will welcome you, but never forget. Every shadowless one is watching, waiting for the chance to make you one of them. And as his words echo in your ears, a faint knock sounds at the door. 3 slow taps, deliberate, patient. The group falls silent. Every face stiffens with fear. Alara motions for everyone to stay quiet, then steps closer to the door, listening. The knock comes again, and this time a voice follows. "Traveler," it says, smooth and calm, almost musical. "We know you are in there. We only wish to talk." The voice beyond the door is calm, measured, almost kind, but everyone in the room stiffens as if a blade has been drawn. Alara presses a finger to her lips, urging silence, though the shadowless outside already know you're here. "Traveler," the voice repeats, "you are among dangerous people. They will fill your head with lies. Open the door and we can show you the truth. A life without fear, without pain, without regret. All you must do is let go." A chill runs through you. The words are tempting in a way you don't want to admit. No fear, no pain, no regret. But then you glance at the others in the room, at their shadows trembling on the floor, and you see the terror in their faces. They've heard this before. They know the cost. Alara steps close to you, her voice a whisper meant only for your ears. Do not answer them. Do not believe them. They are hollow, and they want you hollow too. The scarred man picks up a lantern, its glow shaking in his hand. Every traveler hears their promises. Every one of us has felt that pull. But you must remember, their words are honey, and their honey is poison. The knock at the door fades, replaced by silence so heavy it feels alive. The shadowless are still out there, waiting, patient as predators who know their prey cannot run forever. Finally, Alara turns back to you. You deserve to know what they are, what they once were. You deserve the truth. She leads you deeper into the refuge, past the others, into a smaller chamber lit by a single burning crystal. On the walls are carvings, scenes etched by desperate hands, stories told in shadow and flame. The images show a people once like you, with shadows long and dark, living in harmony under the same blazing sun. But as you trace the carvings with your eyes, the story twists. You see them gathered around a towering figure made of light, a being whose shape is barely human. The figure holds its arms wide, and one by one, the people step forward, surrendering their shadows. The carvings show the shadows torn from their feet, drawn into the figure's grasp like smoke into fire. And when the people step away, they are smiling, but empty. You feel your throat tighten. This is their history, you whisper. Alara nods slowly. They were not born without shadows. No one is. Once, they were whole. Once, they were human. The crystal flame flickers, throwing long shadows on the wall. Then what happened? You ask, though part of you already knows they gave them away. Alara says softly, willingly, to the one they call the bringer of light. It promised them freedom from sorrow, freedom from doubt, freedom from the weight of memory. And it kept its promise. But in giving up their shadows, they gave up themselves. The scarred man enters the chamber, his voice harsh. Do you see now? A shadow is not just darkness. It is every choice you've made, every mistake, every joy, every grief. It is the proof of your soul. Without it, you may live forever. But you are nothing. The weight of his words presses down on you like stone. You think of your own shadow, stretched faithfully at your side. How many regrets are hidden in it? How many memories would you rather forget? The temptation stirs again. What would it be like to lay that burden down, to feel nothing but endless light? Alara sees the conflict in your eyes and steps closer. Listen to me. I had a shadow once. I remember what it meant to feel love, to feel loss, to wake in the night with fear in my chest and hope in my heart. I remember, but only faintly, like a dream slipping away, because I, too, surrendered mine, long ago. Your chest tightens. You don't have a shadow? She shakes her head, her smile bitter now, fragile. No, I am one of them. But unlike the others, I kept fragments, small pieces of what I once was, enough to know the truth, enough to regret the choice I made, enough to help you. The room spins around you, the one who saved you, who warned you. She is one of them, and yet her eyes, her voice carry something the others lack, a spark, faint but real. The scarred man scowls. She cannot be trusted. She is hollow like the rest, but Alara's gaze stays on you, steady and desperate. I am not asking for your trust. I am asking you to remember this. Your shadow is more than darkness. It is your life. If they take it from you, you will never truly live again. The crystal flame flares, and for a moment you see your shadow stretch across the wall, solid and defiant. And deep inside, you feel the weight of the choice pressing closer. Keep your shadow with all its pain and memory, or give it up and become like them. Before you can answer, the knock returns, this time louder, impatient, and then the door begins to open. The door shudders against its hinges, each blow echoing through the chamber like thunder. Dust falls from the ceiling, the lantern light trembles, and the people around you press tighter together. Their shadows stretch across the floor like desperate fingers reaching for safety. The scarred man shouts, "They've found us. We can't hold them off this time." His voice cracks, and for the first time, you see not just anger in him, but fear. The knock becomes a pounding, deliberate, and heavy, like a heartbeat you can't escape. Through the cracks of the door, you glimpse a glow, a pale, searing white pressing against the wood. Not sunlight. Something colder. Alara grabs your arm, her grip fierce. You must choose now. Stay with us and fight, or open that door and surrender your shadow. There is no more time. Your breath comes fast, your thoughts scattering. The refugees whisper to one another. Some clutch their children, vowing never to give them up. Others tremble, eyes darting toward the door, as if already imagining the weight of sorrow lifting from their shoulders. The scarred man points to a narrow tunnel in the wall, half hidden behind the carvings. A way out. It leads to the caverns under the valley. We can escape if we move quickly. But Alara shakes her head. They will find us, no matter how far we run. There is no outrunning the bringer's gaze. The only way to survive is to resist. The room fractures into argument. Some shout for escape, some cry for surrender, and you, standing in the middle of it all, feel every eye turn toward you. The traveler, the stranger, the one who arrived with their shadow intact. Tell us what to do, a woman pleads, clutching her child close. They'll listen to you. You're new, untouched, whole. The pounding grows louder, splinters crack from the wood, and a sliver of blinding light spills into the room. The door will not hold much longer. Your heart races if you fight. You stand with Alara and those who still cling to their humanity. If you run, you may save lives, but only for a time. If you surrender, you will know peace, but at the cost of everything you are. Alara's voice cuts through the chaos. Traveler, look at me. Her eyes burn with something fierce, something human, though she claims she is one of them. I once chose wrong. Do not make my mistake. Hold on to your shadow, even if it destroys you. The scarred man's voice rises against hers. No, save yourself. Save the child. Save anyone who still can. If we run now, maybe, just maybe, we'll see another sunrise. The pounding stops for one moment. Silence. Then a voice seeps through the cracks of the door, soft as velvet, cold as stone. You do not have to suffer. You do not have to fear. Give me your shadows, and I will give you peace. The door groans. The light spills wider, and the choice presses down on you like the weight of 1,000 suns. The door bursts inward with a sound like the sky itself cracking open. Blinding light floods the chamber, washing over the walls, spilling across the floor like liquid fire. The refugees cry out, shielding their eyes, clutching their shadows as if their grip alone could anchor them to what they are. And through the splintered doorway, they step inside. Figures tall and impossibly thin, their skin gleaming like glass, their faces too perfect, too symmetrical. They move with a grace that feels rehearsed, each step synchronized, each gesture unnervingly calm. But the worst part is their emptiness. No shadows trail them, no darkness softens their edges. They are light without depth, form without weight, bodies without souls. At their center comes the bringer, taller than the rest, wrapped in robes that shimmer like molten silver. Its face is a blank mask of light, shifting and rippling, never settling into any one shape. When it speaks, its voice is many voices, layered and smooth as though 1,000 souls whisper in unison. Traveler, it says, you do not belong to them. You are weary. You are afraid. Surrender your shadow, and your pain will end. The light around it pulses, pressing against your skin, probing at the edges of your mind. For an instant, you feel your shadow quiver beneath you, trying to peel away as if tempted by its call. The scarred man shouts, raising a makeshift weapon, but the bringer does not even turn its gaze. The moment he charges, his shadow tears from the floor, screaming silently as it's ripped free, and in an instant he collapses. When he rises again, his face is serene, his eyes empty, his shadow gone forever. The refugees recoil in horror. Children scream. The shadowless step closer, hands outstretched, their movements slow, deliberate, patient, not hunters, but shepherds, reaching for the flock. Alara grips your wrist, her voice urgent, trembling. This is it. This is the moment. If you give in, all of us fall with you. If you resist, her eyes flick to the lanterns. We may have one chance. She thrusts a torch into your hand, the fire crackling fiercely against the flood of white light. This is the only weapon they fear. True flame. It burns not the body, but the illusion. The bringer tilts its shifting face toward you. It does not flinch from the fire. Instead, it opens its arms as though in welcome. You think yourself strong, it says, but strength is only resistance. Freedom is surrender. Give me your shadow, and I will give you peace, eternal, unbroken peace. The room trembles with the weight of its words. Some refugees begin to step forward, their eyes glazed, their arms loosening from their children. The pull is too strong. Even you feel it. The promise of rest, of silence, of no more fear. The flame flickers in your hand. Your shadow writhes beneath you, torn between fleeing toward the light and clinging desperately to your heels. And in that instant, the choice becomes clear. You can raise the torch high, defy the bringer, and strike the illusion with fire. Or you can let it fall, release the weight of your shadow, and step into the hollow calm of the shadowless Alara's voice is barely a whisper beside you. Traveler, whatever you do it now. The bringer leans closer, its faceless mask of light filling your vision. Choose, it says, and become what you were always meant to be. The world holds its breath. The shadows quiver, the fire waits, and you. The torch burns in your hand, the flame wild and hungry, fighting against the pale flood of the bringer's light. Your shadow twists at your feet, torn, restless, alive. The chamber holds its breath, every pair of eyes, human and hollow, fixed upon you. The bringer leans close, its voice soft as a lullaby. Surrender, traveler. You will be free. No more fear, no more pain, only peace. Alara grips your arm, desperate, trembling. Don't listen. Fire is truth. Shadows are life. Choose us. And now, you decide. You lift the torch high and drive it forward into the bringer's light. The fire flares, brighter than you imagined, brighter than the sun itself. The bringer reels back, its faceless mask rippling, screaming with 1,000 stolen voices. The sound shakes the chamber, rattles the bones in your chest, tears at your ears. The shadowless stagger, their perfect faces splitting, their forms dissolving like wax under flame. Some vanish with shrieks, others crumble into ash. And for the first time, darkness returns to the room. Your darkness, Ilara's, every refugee's, spilling across the floor like rivers of night. The bringer writhes, collapsing into itself, its robes collapsing like molten silver, draining into nothing. And then it is gone. The silence that follows is unbearable. Then a sob breaks it, raw and human. The refugees clutch their children, clutch one another, clutch their shadows with tears streaming down their faces. Alara stares at you, her eyes wide with something between awe and terror. You chose, she whispers. You kept us alive. But outside, in the distance, you hear them. Not all are gone. The shadowless still walk the valley. The bringer may rise again. For tonight, though, the shadows are yours. They will tell stories of the traveler who came with their shadow intact. Some will say you saved them with fire. Others will say you surrendered and vanished into the light. But one truth will remain, whispered through the ruins of that world. In the valley of the shadowless, no choice is ever without cost.